Hello again, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and welcome to episode 11 of my Refugee to Regent series. And today, I have a few things I want to try to take care of. Uh, Firstly, though, while I'm starting this up, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to dig first. I want to put a little road here, nothing fancy, because I want this to connect all the way over. That should just about do it. Anyway, one of the things that I wanted to take care of today involved the the starter elder houses over that way. Let's see here, over to the south of the lake, turning those into the Tribulation Tower, or what's going to be a Tribulation Tower. For right now, I'm just going to convert it into a single structure like you're supposed to for this stage. I'm not really going to be using it for spawning mobs because, well, I get plenty of mobs just naturally spawning all the time anyway. Um, Another thing I wanted to take care of today is to get the cafeteria slash diner out of the way. And I was thinking that I could put it, let's see here. Well, since everything seems to be centered around the town square here, what I could do, since I no longer need the dog kennels to be here, since I have the dog kennels up there, I could put it right here. Which, by the way, I suppose I should mention a couple of things that I took care of in what was episode 10 before I realized the sound was out. I did these last episode. So one of the things, I think I just briefly demonstrated this, is I built a kennel as one of the additional quote-unquote rooms for the elder houses, and moved the dogs over here, and I have room to expand for other dogs. Uh, then the elders' houses. Whoops, that's not how you open the door. I guess I didn't need to do that. Let me through. They're a little bit different for each of them. I have a kitchen, an living room kind of thing, an office, which will eventually get books. I need to put a stool there, I suppose. I'm probably going to put some more bookcases in here and some other stuff. Bedroom and a storage room. Speaking of bedroom, might as well sleep. And I am basically sticking to the design for, or at least the color scheme for the whole community, as far as the dark great wood stuff. Oh my goodness! You are tall! Holy hand grenades of Antioch, oh my. Wow! I did not realize how tall you were when you were over there. That's unpleasant. Anyway, I'm sticking with the same basic color scheme for the whole community. I've got the magic wood, the great wood, and the poplar for the white planks there. And I'm using these barricades as windows for now because can't do glass. But for the most part, they're all the same. This elder's house has the dog kennel as one of its extra rooms. This elder's house has a cotton farm, or garden, or whatever you want to call it. so I can get some wool, because I haven't really found any sheep. And well, I have, but it's going to be way too tedious to get the sheep to come to me and keep them around here. So for right now, I'm just going to kill sheep when I find them and grow cotton. But the third elder's house up here has the stables, and the reason why I put the house here is because the little structure that I made to house the horses, it was right here, and then I just put a little dividing wall in and came through and shoved the horses into their stalls. Gave them some hay bales. But that's the third room for this elder's house. Anyway, what I want to do, like I said, is in the place of where the dog kennel was, I'm going to go ahead and get to work on putting in the cafeteria slash diner thing. That way it's more central to everything else. And then I have to figure out where I want to put the administrative building, the town hall or whatever. I'm thinking, I could put it over here. Maybe right here looks good. This area, I might on that building go multiple stories. That way it's not this huge sprawling mess. But for the most part, for the wood stage here, I just want everything, almost everything, to be single story like before. So I guess what I need to do is take the stuff from the granary, because I don't really need that there anymore, and especially since it's made of dirt, it's kind of obsolete anyway. I can just move the diner stuff and the food stores over to here. The administrative building will be getting some of the food stores, so I'm going to have to figure out how I want to divvy those up. But I guess I'm going to go ahead and get to work on clearing that area out and migrating stuff over in chests and barrels. And when I get the at least the brunt of moving the stuff over, I will probably be back with a design for the cafeteria. So I'll talk to you in just a bit. Okay, so I've gotten everything moved over here from the granary. There are some things that I'm not going to be keeping in the cafeteria slash diner, whatever. For instance, the seeds, and obviously the cactus, that doesn't even really belong in the granary anyway. Let's see here, the sugar cane, well, I suppose I could turn some of it to sugar and keep it in there, but for the most part, I think what I might end up doing is for the inn, tavern, cafeteria, diner, whatever it's going to end up being, I think for this one building, I might have the food stores actually be underground in a cellar. I haven't fully decided yet, but there are a lot of things to eat, and there will be a lot more once I get things going, especially, let's see here, there's 9 more things right there, and let's see here, I'm pretty sure there are whole bunches, well, actually, the Harvest Craft or whatever isn't in here. Is it Harvest? Hold on. Okay, Pam's Harvest Craft is not in here. I I don't know if Hunger Overhaul adds anything. So I don't know if there's any, if the Hunger Overhaul's in here or not. It might be. But I know that this isn't all the types of edible food that there is available. As a matter of fact, I haven't even gotten fish yet. And there's cooked versions of these and all kinds of other stuff. So I definitely am going to have to come up with a better solution for storing the food. And it is getting to be nighttime. So I'm going to lay out the ground floor of the place and figure out what I want to do with the food storage afterwards. But right now I'm going to sleep off the night and get to planning, and I'll be back. It just occurred to me why I wasn't seeing anything spawning. That's because I just did a test of something, and let me go ahead and change it back to normal mode. I apologize. What I tested, I wanted to see if I could get the Sonic Ethers, was it Unbelievable shaders, to work in this, um, and see how much of a burden it would be on my system, especially while recording. And I did everything right, put everything where it was supposed to be, and what happened was when the sun was up, it was all gray. Everything in here was all grayed out. It wasn't like grayscale gray, but it was really dim, like it had just finished raining or something. And it was like that everywhere I could visit. So I wanted to hop over to some other biomes to see if maybe I was having some sort of biome fog, because there is biome fog or whatever as part of one or more of the mods in this mod pack, and it just wasn't working. It didn't do anything. No shadows. The water wasn't shimmering or anything like that. So with this specific version, I can verify that that mod is not functioning properly. Unfortunately, I was hoping to make this a little bit snazzier looking, but I guess I'll have to do that on another series, because I know it works just fine on everything else I've done with 164, so I don't know what mod or mods it is that's interfering with that. But for those of you who pay attention, I do apologize that I was not on normal mode. I was testing something, trying to get that shaders mod to work, and it just wasn't. So I forgot to change it back to normal, but that's alright. I didn't really do anything big since then. But I'm going to get back to figuring out the layout for the cafeteria, and I'll be back. Okay, I think I've got it figured out for the design for the cafeteria thing. These 4 posts of planks are where, my mouse went too far, are where the corners of the building are going to go. This dirt in here, as well as in this spot where the barrel is, and these 2 here represent where tables and chairs are going to go. And then, let's see here, back over here is going to be the bar, and this is going to be the access to the food cellar, with the entrance being right here. It turns out I made a horrible mistake putting these barrels on display like I did, because now I had to break them down again anyway. Well, I was going to have to do that one way or the other. But I think I'm going to go ahead and set up the cellar before I get to building on this, because I need a place for these barrels to go, because this just isn't going to work. So I'm going to go take care of that, get started on the structure for the building, and then I'll be back. Alright, I have gotten the brunt of the work done on the diner. I got the walls and the flooring put in, and even started on some of the interior stuff. I do still need to make the furniture and the stuff for behind the counter and all that. But the brunt of the main part is done, and I have even decided to give this place a name. I'm using the sheep trophy here, and this is going to be called the White Lamb. Oh, and look, it's even mostly white. But there is one thing that I forgot to take into account when I laid out the design for this place, and that is I and the three elders are going to need a private place to dine. Um, the way it's worded is separately. It says every player gets their own private table, and every elder gets their own private table. Three elders and me means four private tables. So I don't know if what I want to do is just have one big private room back here and have those count as being private from this and just have four tables, or if I want to have walled booths that are private for each of the uh, different tables. So, like, I could have a wall coming out like that, and then another one like so, and let's see here, oops, and just have the areas here, 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 and, well, here, be the four different table booths. I might actually end up doing that because, let's see here. Well, I could have the elders' tables be a little bit smaller and just have three on this, three on that, and then have slightly larger ones on this side. Actually, I think that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, as far as the tables and chairs are concerned, what I plan on doing in here is using spruce wood for the furniture, because I think it would offset some of the red in the floor a little bit. I did want to keep with the great wood, poplar, and magic wood motif a little bit on the inside, but I wanted to add a little splash of color, so that's why I chose the red. It was either that or use pink, and it just didn't look right. So I think, where's the sun? I think I'm going to, whoa, lag spike. I'm going to get to work on the rest of the dining area. Oops. And then I will make a count of all the tables and chairs that I need and get to work making those. Now, one of you guys mentioned that after a seat or a stool or chair, whatever it's called, is made, then it can be dyed to a different color. And I have not tried that, so I'm going to go ahead and see if that works the way I understand it to work. Do I have a spare? I've got a table. I don't have a spare. Alright. I'll just use this. Just to test it. Okay. So let's see here. The stool, or the seat, or the chair, whatever. Seat? Seat. Alright. So I need slab, pressure plate, 2 sticks, and wool. Alright. There's that. There's that. These. And this. Alright. So place that down and... No, that's not it. Let me out. Okay, so I guess maybe I have to craft it in my inventory? No. Alright, one last try. Only this time... Oh, what am I doing? I have plenty of wool on me. I just want to see if I'm remembering this correctly. I'll use yellow wool this time. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. Pressure, yeah, on the bottom, something like that. And this. Nope. So I don't know if I actually can do this. Seat back? Usage. Can you put the seat backs on the stools, maybe? Interesting. I was hoping to make red seats. I don't have bloodwood. I haven't found any more cherry wood. I can always change the color of the seats in the future, so I guess that's what I'll have to do. But for now, I'm just going to use the regular seats with the spruce and get everything hashed out that way. And it's a bummer about the color. If I'm doing it wrong for the different colored seats, please someone let me know. Where'd the yellow wool go? Let me know. Maybe I'm just not doing it correctly. I swear. Oh, right. These don't need to be in there. I'll take this with me. But I was pretty sure one of you guys mentioned that there is a way to do it, but I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't find the message, so if you're watching this, please let me know again so I can try again, but as far as I can tell, they can't be changed. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work. I will be back. Alright, because I didn't want the floor in the special dining area to be all that notably different from the flooring in here, I went ahead and chopped down the redwood logged black dye tree, so I've got some black saplings and black tree dye there. But as it turns out, the redwood is just too orange. It doesn't look right. So I went back up to the house and because I had remembered something, grabbed a piece of string and came over here and made a paintbrush. Now the paintbrush, the recipe for that is this right here, 2 sticks and a string. And the way it works is if you have some dye and some log, or rather some planks, let's see if it works with any of them. Any of them will do. Excellent. You can make the special colored wood planks, and you can dye it with each of the colors. It makes its own thing. And if I place it here, it looks close enough to this that it's not going to make that huge of a difference, especially if I have it on the other side of this. It pretty much works. So what I'm going to do is fill in the floor in here with these planks because they're close enough, And then I should be ready to go ahead and make all of the tables and seats and such. I have been growing spruce over there because I am running dangerously low on spruce logs. So I needed to get a supply of those before I started making this. But after I get all that in, then there's just the simple matter of the ceiling and roof, and then the behind the counter stuff, and then maybe some paintings and things to decorate in here. Perhaps some item frames to put things on the walls, who knows. And then eventually I will make the uh, food storage area look a little bit better, but for right now it's just a hole in the floor. But I'm glad I remembered these planks. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fill this in, do some counting, go chop some trees, and then I'll be back. So last night I noticed just before I went and slept that it was getting a little dark back here, so I decided to start popping the torches on these tables, which uh, you can take pretty much any item and put it on the table like that, and it displays the item the way it appears, and you don't need to be there. But for some reason, if you try to put a torch on it, nothing happens. I'm going to do this. Nothing. Nothing at all. So, I had to figure out what was going on. And I tested this. If you shift right click on a table, you can interact with the item spot, and doing it that way, the torch goes on. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but there you go. Anyway, I have just enough wool to make 11 seats, and I just wanted you guys to see how these looked. Once again, these are the spruce versions. So that's what I've got going on in here. And as I get more wool, I'll be able to make more seats in here. But for right now, I'm just going to use the ones that I have for 3 of the 4 rooms back here. I can't even get all 4 of the rooms. I need a bunch more wool. I have plenty of spruce now. I just need a lot of wool. So I'm going to have to either hunt down some sheep or just keep waiting for that to grow or something. I don't know. But as it stands, I still need to fill all these dirt locations in with wool, unfortunately. But that's alright. I guess the next thing I need to do is get the counters and storage space back here. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll be back. Okay, so I decided that this would be a perfect opportunity to go ahead and make another one of these wooden construction blocks, which, by the way, that's the recipe there. 4 logs and 4 fence. And it's from mariculture. And for this, there is a requirement of 1 frying pan for every 8 seats, I believe. And there are 33 seats in here, so I'm just going to call it an even 4 frying pans back there because, well, that's how many I have made. But I have the 2 crafting stations, construction block there. I even have a seat for the Watchmen to use near the door. But the last thing, other than filling in the rest of the seats here, the last thing I need to do is make the roof. But I am going to have to do some fiddling around with the design because it's, well, I guess I could use a similar design. It is obviously longer than my initial plan, but I'm going to have to take care of that with the next episode. Finish this off and get to work on the Tribulation Tower and start another project because this episode has inadvertently gone on a lot longer than I had anticipated it going. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to leave a message in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. If you like this video and you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to give a like. I do appreciate that. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you know when my future stuff comes out. But I need to definitely wrap up. So thank you once again for watching. This is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.